Hey there, I'm Jama, and over the past few years, I've become very interested in onomatology, the study of names. I've never really liked my name until I researched the meaning of it. My name means paradigm shifter, and I'd like to shift your paradigm by shining a light on onomatology and how it can potentially help you find your purpose, help you communicate better with others, or even both. In each episode, I ask someone 8 basic questions regarding their first name. So sit back, relax, and try to shift your paradigm with this next episode. All right, so in this next episode, I am really excited for this one because the meaning of this person's name is very different, and I had to do a lot of research on this one. So, welcome to the podcast, Haleigh.
Thank you.
Well, and I'll just first ask, so people listening to this, since it's audio only, how do you spell your first name?
It is spelled Haleigh.
And that is on your birth certificate?
It is. Yes.
Awesome. And do you go by any nicknames or do you just go by Haleigh?
I just go by Haleigh. My family when I was younger would call me like Hey Hey or Haley Bug sometimes, but
Mhm.
that's about the only nickname that it lends to.
Cool. I like how it's spelled. It's really pretty.
So,
Yeah. Well, and we'll just jump right into the first question, which is, like before I posed this podcast to you, did you already know what your name meant?
so I did. I actually vividly remember the first time that I looked up the meaning. I think I was in first grade and it was a project to look up the meaning of our name. And I saw that mine meant a hay clearing or a hay meadow, which I was honestly kind of bummed about because I remember my friends meaning like a flower or like a princess. And I thought mine was just like kind of boring. So
Yeah.
yeah, but as I've gotten older now, I feel like it's a pretty meaning. I like that it's like a peaceful hay meadow. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. When I was looking it up, I found that it did have, based upon the way that the name is, there were there were some origins that came from Ireland. So
Yep.
I did find that. And this one was a little bit more ambiguous to research.
Yes, yes. I've
Yeah,
seen
because
that too. I have also seen somewhere that it means like a heroine or something as well, which is kind of cool, but I didn't see that when I was younger, so that must have been added later.
yeah, I saw that too. I
Yes.
did see what you found in terms of hay clearing. And then I just looked up the word clearing, and then the definition of clearing was an open space in a forest, especially one cleared for cultivation.
Yes. That does make it sound a lot cooler looking up
Yeah,
that
right.
relative.
Yeah. And then I also found, I'd have to like make sure I can give you the source, but it said the Bible and other texts had long used hay as a symbol of, I'm not going to be able to say this word right, ephemerality, and then materiality, and the sin of a virus. And so those words, I looked up those words.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, probably not saying this right. Ephemerality. It's a really long
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
From Greek. It says lasting only one day. And it just is talking about things like experiences or things that are um, diverse and happen only briefly. And
Okay.
then a virus is also another word for greed. It's an insatiable desire for material gain. And I thought that that was like interesting because like yes, greed could be a negative word, but it could also like in terms of it being a part of the definition, I thought like you just your personality, I don't interact with you all the time. We don't know each other that much, but you seem like a very giving person and like the opposite of greed. And so I was like, that's so interesting because I have multiple theories about names in terms of like things that like maybe the meaning could be something that you need to stay away from and it's and like
Yeah.
opposite of it. I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I feel like a lot of my friends and family would also say that I'm giving. So that is interesting. Maybe there is
Yeah.
something to that. It's the opposite.
I know, right? I was trying to get more out of it, I think.
No, I love
Definitely.
that though. I
Okay.
dive that deep into it. I love to hear that. That's super interesting. That is.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like when
Mhm.
I think of clearing, I think it's nice, like especially when you clear out like your Christmas decorations for the spring and like you clear out like anything that's messy, it just like is a fresh start and it's like a clean slate and it's refreshing. And I'm just curious, like, do you feel like do you enjoy spring cleaning or having things organized?
Oh my gosh, yes. You could ask my husband. I have this thing. I feel like every month I just will be like, we have too much stuff. Let's just donate it all. I'll start filling up trash bags. That's like literally my favorite thing to do, actually. That's so
Oh,
funny.
wow. Interesting.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm all about it. I feel like a part of it might be that I grew up around some hoarders, and it's funny though cuz my grandma specifically is who I'm thinking of, and I love her to death because she's actually kept a ton of cool treasures, and she's probably one of the cleanest, like most organized hoarders that I know, but she has a ton of stuff and definitely is attached to all of her things and never wants to get rid of anything. And I feel like it would give me anxiety being at her house sometimes because there are just clutter everywhere. So that might be a little part of it too, is I want to do the opposite of that and feel like my house is like just try to be minimalistic and
Yeah.
yeah, definitely love to do some spring cleaning.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yes.
All right. And so, how did your parents choose your name? Do you know?
So my mom said that she was just looking through a baby book in 1998 and saw my name in there spelled with the EIGH ending, and she thought it was like the most unique thing ever, and
Yeah,
she fell in love with it. So, and then
that's
my middle
cool.
name is Michelle, which is my mom's middle name as well. So, yes.
Very cool. And thinking about like when you were younger, did you ever think and have the thought, oh, I wish I had a different name?
I definitely remember as a kid wishing my name was different only because when we'd be at the store and see the keychains and the mugs with the names on them, my sister's name was always on there and my best friend. And although Haleigh would be on them, it was never spelled like my spelling. So I do
Yeah.
think, I remember wishing that my name was on a keychain, but
Yeah. Same.
yep.
For sure.
Always the keychains, the personalized things.
Right? I know, because you're always like, I remember always seeing things like that, especially like on vacation. And then you're just like, where's my name? Why isn't my name on there?
Yes, yeah, my sister always had every keychain and necklace and all this stuff. But it's kind of cool now in the age of Etsy. Now I
Oh,
do
yeah.
have some stuff with my name on it, so.
Yes, for sure. That's cool. Well, and if you were forced to change your name, is there a first name that kind of stands out that you really like?
I think if I had to change it, I would probably go with Grace. I've just
Hmm.
always thought that was a pretty name and I love the meaning of it. I think it's just like a timeless, beautiful name, and that is actually my daughter's middle name, so
Oh, that's
I've
pretty.
always loved it.
I like that. When has your name ever been mispronounced?
Yes, I've definitely gotten Haleigh a few times, but for the most part, I feel like it's just spelled wrong more than
Hmm.
pronounced wrong. So
How does it make you feel when somebody like misspells your name or mispronounces it?
I feel like it doesn't really bother me because I know that it's not a common spelling and it's easy to mess it up. But sometimes if it's someone I've known forever, it is kind of like, man, like when they spell it just not even close to my name, I'm like, man, it does make you feel like maybe they don't really care. They don't really know you like you think they do. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I've really never let it bother me because I know it's an uncommon spelling. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
When do you think that the meaning of your name has any relevance on the way that you act or the way that you see the world around you?
I feel like I've never thought about it affecting me, but maybe like you were saying, there are some deeper ties to our names that do affect us. But I don't feel like I've like carried my name meaning with me in a
Mhm.
specific way.
Yeah.
Thought
Okay.
about at least.
That's all right. And last question is, in the Bible, it talks about a few people changing their names. Sarai was changed to Sarah, Abram was changed to Abraham, and Saul was changed to Paul. Just kind of curious about what your thoughts and your opinions are of the significance, like why was this mentioned? What was the purpose of it being mentioned?
I have always viewed the name changes in the Bible as a sign of renewal or a rebirth for those people. And I've always been just super interested in that. I remember that always sticking out to me whenever I was reading those stories in the Bible about their name changes.
Yeah,
I feel like it's, yeah, like a turning point, a significant change in their life that called for it. And it's interesting. I was just reading Ruth actually and noticed that Naomi asked to be called Mara because she was bitter about the losses that she experienced. And God never called her that, though. She continued to be called Naomi throughout the story. And I looked up too that Naomi means pleasantness or my delight. And it's interesting that in the story, her bitterness eventually faded away and her joy was restored. So I just thought
yeah,
that was interesting as well.
that's beautiful. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, it must have meant something too, like, and was significant back in the day if she did want to change her name. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's always stuck out to me reading a story. And I feel like it is. It's so common to see in the Bible these
yeah,
name changes. It is super fascinating.
yeah, for sure. I just recently learned that Esther was originally born as Hadassah.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about that is that like Hadassah means it's a type of tree, and the type of tree that it is, it provides a lot of benefits, but when it blooms like a bloom that looks like a star, and Esther means star. And I was like,
Oh, yeah. I feel like I've heard the name Hadassah, but I did not realize that that was Esther's original name either. That's interesting.
yeah, I know, right? Kind of just like gets your brain moving, and you're like, huh, why didn't
Yeah,
I notice that before? Or what else am I not noticing?
I know. That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the verse too that says, I have called you by name, you are mine. And I've just always thought that that verse was so cool and special that God knows each of us and our name, I feel like really is profound. Like he knows it before we're even born and he knows the
Yeah.
number of hairs on our heads. I think it's just so cool that something that a lot of us, don't pay much attention to, our name can feel so insignificant. Like it's not, it's special to us. And yeah, I think it's a lot more powerful. I love that you're doing this series. I'm so fascinated with this stuff too. I think it's the coolest.
Thank you. Yeah, it fascinates me too. I don't know why, but it does.
I
So
love
thank
it.
you for being a part of it.
Yes, I was happy to. Especially, well, in naming my daughter, I feel like her name was super powerful to me. And for those who don't know, her name is Selah, and it is a biblical name as well. And it means to pause and praise or pause and reflect.
Mm,
And although I feel like my meaning of my name didn't follow me through life, I feel like hers has the potential to do that. And I definitely plan on talking to her about her name and the meaning behind it as she gets older and in hopes that, that's always in her head. And it's even been a great reminder to me as a mom to pause, and it's just a constant reminder. It's literally her name, but it's easy to get caught up
yeah.
in the busyness of life. And it's definitely been meaningful to me. And I plan that, our future kids, I definitely am big on the meaning of the name. And I think that'll definitely play a part as we have more children as well. So,
Awesome. I love that because I can relate to what you're saying in terms of well, like your children are a gift, and they can actually like really influence you and how you feel and how you grow because
yes.
like Natalie, my daughter, I didn't really honestly look, the meaning of her name wasn't a factor in me choosing her name. I chose Natalie because I always just thought it sounded beautiful.
Okay.
and I felt like it would never be butchered like
That's
mine.
true.
Yeah. But
That's
then
fair.
yeah, and then when I like found out that the meaning of Natalie means Christ's birth, I thought that that was kind of profound because she wasn't born in December. She was born in April, but I thought it was interesting that also, like, I guess April's close to Easter. And right after I had her, I went through like postpartum depression, and then I kind of had I rededicated my life to Christ. Like I had a reawakening, and it was almost like being born again. And it just kind of made me feel closer because her name meant Christ's birth. And I feel like through her birth, I grew and I became renewed a little bit. So I don't know. I could relate to what you were saying. So
That is really cool. Yeah, I love that. Especially in the fact that you didn't even realize that when you picked it, and God already knew that that was the meaning of her name, and it was going to
yeah.
be meaningful to you. That's awesome.
Yeah, right. Definitely. Well, do you have any questions for me?
I do wonder what your name means. What have you discovered about your name?
Yeah. Well, so my name, Jama, it is a Hebrew name. It derives from James or Jacob, but it ultimately means supplanter, which I didn't really know what supplanter meant. So I looked that
Yeah.
and it means to turn over. And so whenever like if you turn something over and you look at it from a different perspective, like a situation, typically you get your paradigm shifted. And so I take my name to mean paradigm shifter. So, because I like analyze
Cool.
things and I help people see things from different ways. And I just thought it fit me. So,
Definitely does. That is so cool. I love that.
yeah,
Awesome.
thanks.
Yes. I so appreciate you having me on. This was a lot of fun to talk about the meaning of our names. I love it.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Thank you.